Hello viewers, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll talk about multi-layer gardens. The multi-layer gardens is a system which allows people to grow their own food in very small spaces. It is becoming popular with urban people who live in small spaces, or even with rural people who have small plots of land. The multi-layer gardens allow people to grow their own food and to have a year-round supply of healthy vegetables. So stay tuned as we discuss how we can set up your own multi-story garden. And please remember to subscribe to our channel. So the multi-layer gardens or multi-story gardens is where you grow crops on a structure that has multiple layers. Each layer has a planting bed where you plant the crop. The structure is cone-shaped or even pyramid-shaped, and it is made up of high-density plastic, which is cut into rings that then form each layer of the structure. Once the structure has been set up, you then put soil, which is mixed with the manure. Usually, it is recommended you use the well-decomposed manure. Usually, many people use goat manure at the ratio of 1:1. Reason being, the goat manure is fine and it is less acidic than other manure. Most crops do well in less acidic soils. It is also good that you get soil which is not contaminated. For instance, you don't get soil from an area where you have grown crops that were diseased. You try to get the soil from a place that has not been infected by disease. Some people even add cocoa peat. Cocoa peat is a medium used mainly to grow seedlings, and it is usually treated and has no pests or diseases, or has minimum level of pests or diseases. And the reason some people use cocoa peat is because it makes the soil become porous. Once the soil is porous, then the roots grow very well and you can get a very healthy crop. The multi-layer garden, the base of the structure is usually very wide to make the garden stable. And then the layers go on reducing in size until you get to the top. So you have like planting beds that are stacked on each other, on top of each other. Usually you have layers or up to 6 levels, sometimes up to 8. So once you have prepared the structure and you have put the soil, farmers grow different crops. Most of the farmers are growing vegetables or herbs, high value herbs, or even fruits like strawberry. For the vegetables, many people will plant spinach, sukuma wiki or kale, amaranthus, lettuce, onions, coriander, and many others. Now, Some people will plant the same crop or mix so that you have one layer of spinach, another layer of coriander, and another layer of onions. It is recommended to intercrop the plants because, for instance, onions and coriander are good pest repellents. So if you mix them with other vegetables, they will repel the insects. Once you've planted the crops, then you have to water them, put some water, and for few um, multi-story gardens, you can just use a watering can. Sometimes people have many story gardens and they use a drip irrigation. Drip irrigation can be manually operated or it can be an automated drip irrigation system depending on the level that you want to start at. The other thing to mention is depending on the crop that you want to grow, you can plant seeds directly into the soil, or you can plant seedlings from a nursery. It is recommended that you get seedlings from a certified nursery. Sometimes people buy the seeds from the shops and they uh, do the nursery themselves and then plant the crops. On another video, we'll explain why usually the results of buying seedlings from a certified nursery are normally different from when, as a farmer, you try to raise your own seedlings. So watch out for the video. Now, the multi-story gardens, one may wonder how you set it up or even where you get the material. The materials for the multi-story gardens are sold by many suppliers of agricultural inputs. You can buy the materials and set up the garden for yourself, or you can also go to companies that have specialized in setting up those gardens for people. And they will come with all the materials and set up the garden for you, and they leave it running. And all you'll do is to put water into the crops. Now, what are the benefits of the multi-story garden? Number one is that they allow people to grow their own food. Uh, People get the confidence of the food safety that they are consuming when you grow it by yourself. The multi-story gardens can also allow you to go 100% organic. This system of farming also uses very low labor. They have low operational and maintenance cost, and also the setup costs is affordable. You could start even at a level of below 5,000 shillings, and depending on how big an operation you require. The multi-story gardens also allow people to have healthy supply of vegetables in areas that are dry and unsuitable for conventional farming. But the biggest uh, advantage is that you can grow crops in a very small space. So if you would want to set up this kind of garden, you could leave a comment on our comment section, or you can send us an email using our email address. Thank you and see you in the next video.